Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll introduce you to a farmer who says skip the GPS and the auto steer. He's going old school on his farm.
Area pinto bean growers are coming off a record season, but a rainy summer could change things this year.
And we'll hear how low commodity prices have lawmakers already thinking about changes to the next farm bill. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Shauna Olson. Farmers are struggling amidst the downturn in the commodity cycle. Corn prices are below break-evens, and soybeans are back under $10. That's more than $2 off their highs. That set the tone for farmers attending Farm Fest this week in southwest Minnesota. Agweek's Michelle Rook has more.
I'm Michelle Rook. Low commodity prices dominated the discussion among farmers here at Farm Fest, and some lawmakers are even talking about writing the farm bill early in response. Speaking at Farm Fest, House Ag Ranking Member Colin Peterson told farmers he understands their situation and doesn't think the current farm bill is an adequate safety net since it was written in a time of high prices.
At the time we passed it, I complained about the way it was going. I thought it was a mistake. Frankly, we'd be better off if we'd have kept direct payments, than what we've got.
The inadequacy of the farm program has Peterson, as well as other farm leaders, talking about moving up the timeline for writing a new farm bill.
But I think this winter is going to be a big problem. And if it gets bad enough, it might force us to move a year early on the farm bill, which wouldn't be a bad idea.
I think Colin's on the right track. Everything is made to be amended. Based on the times and the conditions we're living in, and hopefully they'll be able to pick it up early and move something forward to assist producers.
The low prices are obvious at shows like Farm Fest, where farmers are looking but not buying new technology or equipment.
$3 corn right now, local elevator price, that just doesn't work for farmers today with land costs being what they are, input costs being what they are.
And while he's not calling it a crisis, Frederickson says it is a challenging time for farmers, and it could be for a while. At Farm Fest, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
Peterson says they're just beginning to meet with farm and commodity groups about the next farm program to see if they have any recommendations. The big questions are, how long will this ag reset last, and what are the best strategies to get through it? Dr. David Cole, an ag economist at Virginia Tech, spoke in Fargo recently. He says the reset could go until 2023, depending on the economies of emerging nations like China, as well as energy prices. Cole says other key variables are the strong U.S. dollar and the weather. He has some advice to help farmers get through this.
I've got 4 things that they must be doing. They've got to plan, strategize, execute, and monitor. Monitoring financial performance. Here's our projected cash flow. Here's our actual. And occasionally throughout the year, tweak and make adjustments. Going to be very, very critical for their success.
And obviously, in the last 3-4 years, the ag sector in the area has had its challenges. A lot of guys have not found profitability in a few years and so forth. So what we're looking at is more on the management end. I mean, do you have a marketing plan? Do you have accrual earnings? I mean, do you know where you're making or losing your money? Or do you have a plan for returning to profitability?
Cole says the good news is that farmers have low loan interest rates that aren't likely to increase more than 1% in a year. Pinto beans are a key ingredient in many popular Mexican foods, and consumer demand is high in the U.S. and around the world. That's good news for growers in North Dakota and Minnesota, where 60% of the nation's pinto beans are produced. AgweekTV's Rose Dunn was at Central Valley Bean Co-op's annual meeting and joins us now with the outlook for pinto beans.
Shauna, last year was a record one for the co-op. Although prices were lower, production was high, so profits followed. But that could change this year. Although prices are up, heavy rains and hail are putting a damper on the crop for many. Pinto beans are big in this part of the world, but the biggest pinto bean growing part of the region has also been hit hardest by some of this summer's worst weather.
Kind of a mixed bag. We got, a nice crop generally south of number 2 and maybe west of 32. And then we got that northeast corner of the state that's been hit by a lot of rain and hail.
Fugelston can't yet predict the amount of loss by harvest time, but he's guessing at least 10 to 15%.
They don't take the moisture like the soybeans do. They bruise up easily from the hail. They're very delicate that way. We got a sizable loss there, no doubt.
Kevin Sondrel has about 300 acres of pinto beans near Buxton. He's been growing them for about 10 years.
It's a nice crop because we get it off early, and it's, we get the weed off and go right into beans, so it's really nice that way. And gives us a little break before sugar beets and soybeans.
This year, he's one of the lucky ones whose crop hasn't been rained out yet.
It looks nice. We're real fortunate in our area. We've missed all the heavy rain and storms, so the beans look good.
Some of your neighbors maybe not so lucky?
Yes, it's really close to us. We're real fortunate to be in an area that's been missed.
Central Valley has elevators across North Dakota, and then all the beans are brought to Buxton for processing and shipping. Most of the beans are sold domestically, with much of the crop going to restaurants. In fact, pretty much every bean eaten at a Mexican fast food restaurant was grown here. But this year, crop shortfalls in Mexico and South America meant a big increase in exports. But the big question is, will growers make money on them this year?
If you got a good crop, yeah, you should. It's just so many people have got a crop that's probably too big to collect insurance, but not enough to make a profit.
The pinto bean harvest will start in late August or early September.
Up next on AgweekTV, a look inside Monsanto's biggest ag research facility. See how they're working to improve farming and food for the world.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
If you love the outdoors, you need to check out Northland Outdoors magazine. Printed quarterly, Northland Outdoors is the premier publication for outdoors insight and imagery. Outdoor lovers across the Northland have embraced the in-depth stories and incredible photographs. And best of all, it's free. Go to northlandoutdoors.com and click magazine. Northland Outdoors. Amazing people, incredible stories, exciting adventures.
The American farmer. You nurture the land, the livestock, and the future of agriculture. Nationwide and your local On Your Side Farm certified agent stand with you to help protect your farm and ranch operations. We're in this together.
I've been working with farmers and ranchers for over 30 years, and I understand the demands and risks they face. It's important for me to build a personal relationship with each and every customer. It's what I do. I'm Ray Trudeau, an elite farm certified agent, and I'm on your side.
It's time to rethink your factory setup. Get more this season and switch to Goodyear LSW technology tires that can give you up to a 20% larger footprint, running at 40% less inflation pressure compared to standard factory options, boosting your traction, reducing soil compaction for a better yield. LSW tires are proven to reduce road lobe and power hop for better stability when the seed goes in the ground and for the speed you need in between fields. When you reap the benefits of these tires, you'll know you're in Graham country.
If you grow food or eat it, Monsanto is a part of your life. The Ag Giants Research Center in St. Louis is home to 1,700 ag researchers. Jonathan Knutson had the chance to visit the facility where he found them developing technology to help farmers produce more and waste less.
Monsanto may be the world's most controversial company. It's important to anyone who cares about crops and the food they eat. I was selected for a National Press Foundation Fellowship on Food and Ag. The 4-day event allowed me to meet Monsanto's top leaders and to tour the company's cutting-edge research center in St. Louis.
Agriculture is probably the last large industry in the world to be digitized, and now we're seeing all kinds of advances, from satellite images to sensors in the soil to data algorithms that will give farmers, better information and advice on how to improve, yields and production on their farm. So it's an exciting time. It's a challenging time. I'm optimistic and excited about the potential we have to farm better and smarter and address both food security and enhance our environment.
Monsanto says it wants to feed the world, it wants to help farmers, and it wants to earn consumers' trust. Like you, I'll be watching to see if that happens. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
Jonathan toured Monsanto as part of a National Press Foundation fellowship. The Wheat Quality Council's annual spring wheat tour of the region shows above average yields and better quality than predicted. The hard red spring wheat yields are running about 45 bushels an acre, down from nearly 50 bushels an acre in 2015. Durum is predicted at 45 bushels an acre. That's up 6 bushels an acre from last year. If that holds, it will be a record year for durum. Meanwhile, hard red winter wheat is pegged at just under 35 bushels an acre, down nearly 30% from last year. The council's executive director says the protein content should be higher because of the drought stress in much of the crop. That should increase the value of the crop. Soil health has been an issue for thousands of years. Tom DeSutter is a soil science professor at NDSU. He's working on a project to help find ways to improve soil health and productivity near Delamere, North Dakota. He gave us an in-depth look at a field with a major sodium problem.
Soils that are negatively impacted by sodium will disperse, they will swell, which reduces the movement of water. And when they dry, they become extremely hard set. So roots have a very difficult time of penetrating these sodic layers. So what we're doing is using alfalfa as a nurse crop to help improve the structure of the soil, to increase water infiltration, which will then increase soil health.
The project is funded by corn and soybean groups. The heat is on. How long will it hang around? Your Ag Week forecast is next. And later, a local company is unveiling an app that will take farming to the next level of technology.
Coming out August 29th, don't miss the 2016 Ag Week Directory inside your Ag Week magazine. This publication is a resource of services and information. The 2016 Ag Week Directory. Find it August 29th.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm. It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment. It's as strong as your family's trust, as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins. With proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler.
Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
In today's marketplace, maximizing your harvest is more valuable than ever. Improve the efficiency of your operation by adding a Prairie air reel to your harvester today. A continuous stream of high-velocity air quickly feeds crop back to the auger, getting your crop off the cutter bar and into the header. This minimizes shattering and reduces the amount of header loss. At harvest time, every second counts and every bean counts, so you can count on Prairie.
AgweekTV, the region's premier ag publication, is giving you a chance to win your own drone. When you are at Dakota Fest, August 16th through the 18th, make sure to stop by booth 2203 to meet the AgWeek staff and register to win a DJI Phantom 4 drone.
AgweekTV weather is brought to you by Kaler Farms.
One thing is different about this summer than the way I was expecting it to turn out is that we have not seen the areas of extremely dry conditions over the northern plains expand in the way that I was really expecting them to, largely because in July we just had a lot of rainfall, and that's also knocked down the temperatures a bit. And with the pattern setting up for August, I think again we're going to see a little less of the hot weather into the northern plains than I was expecting. Let's check Drought Monitor this week. It's still basically soil conditions. There's some dry pockets and some wet areas, but there are no areas of really serious drought anywhere. It's a little dry in southeast North Dakota, northeast South Dakota, where the rains have kind of missed this area. And it, of course, remains extremely dry back in the Black Hills region, but that's not an agricultural area. Corn Belt-wise, Michigan, northern Ohio remains quite dry. These areas are in moderate drought stage, but over most of the rest of the upper Midwest, there are areas which are favorably dry or favorably moist, or some spots a little too dry, but nothing too extreme. We do have serious drought ongoing in portions of the southeast and in much of Southern California. It continues. Forecast for this week. It's kind of an interesting week. The heat wave ridge that I was talking about last week did build up, but it only gave a few days of really hot weather into the nation's Corn Belt areas, and the heat is really being suppressed more further to the south. And with the pattern setting up this week, there will be some warm weather in the Corn Belt at first, but a large low-pressure trough in the Rocky Mountain states will keep sending that hot weather a little further southward. So first part of the week, it's going to be warm across the Corn Belt, but then we'll start experiencing some cooling, and the hot weather will drop southward. Mild weather will come into the northern plains, and it may stay for a while. So we're not going to see as much hot weather, at least through the middle part of August in the north, than I have been anticipating. Here's your forecast then. This week, dry weather will continue out west. Now, the areas which are clear, that doesn't mean there won't be any rain. It just means kind of normal, scattered, unpredictable stuff. What I'm talking about here is for stormy, is for some areas of concentrated heavy rains, the Gulf Coast area, and I think parts of southern Minnesota, maybe northern Iowa through the Great Lakes is looking fairly stormy for this week. The temperatures will start out fairly warm in the Corn Belt and High Plains, but as that low pressure area begins to take over, it's going to turn fairly mild here across the northern plains. The second week, also really not looking that hot. I think the really hot weather will drop down south, and as far as rain, it'll continue to be stormy along the Gulf. There will be areas of the northern plains that will remain fairly stormy. Subtropical moisture coming into the southwest will bring some rains to places like Arizona, but the only really concern about agriculture will be parts of northern Iowa and Minnesota. So overall, we're talking about weather not quite as hot going through the middle part of August. Some scattered locally heavy rains, and some of that will be in the upper Midwest, but overall, less heat means less crop stress than we've been expecting this month.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a corn stalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
In In today's marketplace, maximizing your harvest is more valuable than ever. Improve the efficiency of your operation by adding a Prairie air reel to your harvester today. A continuous stream of high-velocity air quickly feeds crop back to the auger, getting your crop off the cutter bar and into the header. This minimizes shattering and reduces the amount of header loss. At harvest time, every second counts and every bean counts, so you can count on Prairie.
The American farmer. You nurture the land, the livestock, and the future of agriculture. Nationwide and your local On Your Side Farm certified agent stand with you to help protect your farm and ranch operations. We're in this together.
I've been working with farmers and ranchers for over 30 years, and I understand the demands and risks they face. It's important for me to build a personal relationship with each and every customer. It's what I do. I'm Ray Trudeau, an elite farm certified agent, and I'm on your side.
It's time to rethink your factory setup. Get more this season and switch to Goodyear LSW technology tires that can give you up to a 20% larger footprint, running at 40% less inflation pressure compared to standard factory options, boosting your traction, reducing soil compaction for a better yield. LSW tires are proven to reduce road lobe and power hop for better stability when the seed goes in the ground and for the speed you need in between fields. When you reap the benefits of these tires, you'll know you're in Graham country.
Technology and apps are making our lives easier in many ways, and that's true on the farm as well. Arthur Companies will soon unveil an app that will change how farmers do business. Kevin Wallivind explains.
Farmer Chase Nelson rolls up to the elevator with a load of grain today at Arthur Companies. This afternoon, seed wheat.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
When Chase and other farmers unload the harvest, the grain is tested and checked for moisture, protein. And Arthur Companies then gives that information to the farmer, a hard copy.
Go get this right here, exact same thing.
And accessible on the computer. But now a change.
Tech in agriculture has really exploded the last few years.
Myriad Mobile of Fargo has designed an app that allows farmers with Arthur Companies to have all that data anytime, any place on their phones.
Everybody has got a cell phone nowadays, and everybody wants information at their fingertips, and agriculture is no different.
Farmers actually tend to adopt things a little bit faster than most people think.
Ryan Ragoose of Myriad grew up on a farm, hauled grain, and knows technology is rapidly changing, even when it comes to grain hauling.
Just being able to have that information ready will allow you to probably make more money as a farmer.
What this means for Chase and other farmers is they could be in a combine, in a small town cafe, or on the beach in Bora Bora, and still know what's going on with their crop.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big picture. So if this helps us see things faster, you can make money faster.
Back in 1906, customers brought grain to this elevator in Arthur by horse and wagon. Now, today, grain by the semi-loads, and a phone to tell you all about it.
The next phase for the mobile app will include precise ways farmers track their input costs for fertilizer, fuel, and seed. We'll introduce you to a producer who farms old school style next.
AgWeek, the region's premier ag publication, is giving you a chance to win your own drone. When you are at Dakota Fest, August 16th through the 18th, make sure to stop by booth 2203 to meet the AgWeek staff and register to win a DJI Phantom 4 drone.
If you love the outdoors, you need to check out Northland Outdoors magazine. Printed quarterly, Northland Outdoors is the premier publication for outdoors insight and imagery. Outdoor lovers across the Northland have embraced the in-depth stories and incredible photographs. And best of all, it's free. Go to northlandoutdoors.com and click Magazine. Northland Outdoors. Amazing people, incredible stories, exciting adventures.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm. It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment, it's as strong as your family's trust. as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins. With proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
My name's Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Cornstalk Guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs in the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Coming out August 29th, don't miss the 2016 Ag Week Directory inside your Ag Week magazine. This publication is a resource of services and information. The 2016 Ag Week Directory. Find it August 29th.
For many producers, keeping up with the latest technology and equipment is all the rage. But that's not the case for one farmer we found near Christine, North Dakota.
It looks like it's pretty good, and I think the protein is at least average. The color is good on the wheat this year, and all the crops are doing pretty good.
Randy Rader is like any other producer. He takes good care of his crops.
Have had a little trouble harvesting this year because it's been so rainy and cloudy and whatever.
But Randy Rader isn't like most producers. He started farming in 1980 on his own.
I don't know which is more antique, the farmer or the machinery.
And still has some of the same equipment. You won't find the latest and greatest machinery.
People say, how come you have such crooked rows? And I say, well, you get more seed in the crooked rows.
Or technology here.
When I go to town, the people say, why don't you buy some new stuff? Drive that old junky stuff, we can't get parts for it, you know. So sometimes I have to go to the junkyard in South Dakota to get parts.
This combine?
No, this is from the mid-70s here. We have two of these.
And this truck?
1968. That's our oldest truck that we use for grain. The newest one I have is a 79, so that's probably about the newest of anything that I have. We have a 1954 truck, and people stop me. The one day a lady came up to the field and she was taking pictures, and I thought she was taking pictures of the sunset. So then I said, well, wait a minute, I'll move the truck out of the way for you. And she said, no, I'm trying to take a picture of the truck too.
But it all gets the job done, and it's all equipment Randy can work on himself.
Well, that's the thing about this old stuff, you can still fix this.
This week's photo of the week comes from Curtis Brown. It's a beautiful shot of his cow-calf pairs on the pasture at their ranch near Montpelier, North Dakota, earlier this summer. He says they've been very fortunate to have timely rains in that area. If you want to see your ag photos on AgweekTV, email your photo and a description of what's happening in the picture to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. We'll see you next week.